My visit to Torrechiara Castle continued off the loggia on the first floor, with the sun still on the north tower. The 4 rooms on the southeastern wing, after the Golden Chamber, which I returned to later, start off with the Sala dell'Aurora, or the Dawn Room. In the vault here, the most amazing flock of birds in the yellow to orange early morning light. Beneath them, more birds in dimmer light, flying above fantasy landscapes and hunting scenes. In the Meriggio room, or midday room, I only photographed this bit of the vault. Apparently, as I discovered later, I skipped photos altogether in the sunset room, and in the evening room photographed only this wall with ruins and castles in subdued colors. As I mentioned in my previous video, Pier Maria Rossi II built this castle as a residence for himself and his lover Bianca Pellegrini. It wasn't primarily a defensive fortress. Still, weapons were always around, and these are some well-restored examples of armor, firearms, and very long and pointy metal deterrents, whose precise names I don't know. After having fallen out of favor with the new Sforza ruler of Milan, Ludovico il Moro, Rossi returned to Torrechiara and died here in 1482. A wall panel from the late 1500s shows how the Duchy of Parma and Piacenza at the time was dotted with more castles than one can count. I moved into the Jugglers Hall, which takes up the whole northeastern wing. Most fascinating for me were the 12 jugglers balancing on 4 lions and each other as they displayed their skills with hoops. This work is attributed to Innocenzo Martini, while the 20 friezes and grotesques are the works of Cesare Baglione and Giovanni Paganino, all from the last 2 decades of the 16th century. Finally, the culmination of the visit. The Golden Chamber, the only room with the original mid-15th century decoration, namely by Benedetto Bembo or perhaps his brother Gerolamo. Aside from the ceiling vault itself, with the dozen-plus Rossi castles depicted around the edges, I liked the lunettes, showing putti playing various musical instruments and frolicking with birds. I'm afraid I can't give you the full details of all the symbols present, but you will appreciate, as I did, the depiction of Torrechiara, here called Torchiara as it originally looked. Next to a light-flooded window, the 2 lovers, Pier Maria Rossi II and Bianca Pellegrini. From the splendors of the Golden Chamber vault to the present-day view out to the southwest. The castle closed at 10 to 2, and at 5 to 2 I was seated at the nearby Taverna del Castello on their terrace, hungrily awaiting lunch. Befitting the province of Parma, where Torrechiara is located, I had parmesan in 3 consistencies for my antipasto, a little flan, a mousse, and a cream, and another typically local item for my Primo, fresh tagliatelle with a duck ragout. After a coffee, the steep descent back to the bus stop, with a final view up towards the castle. A few hours later, once I was back in Milan, I would be having dinner in another venue constructed not long after the Castello di Torrechiara, the cloisters of San Barnaba. My dinner there in the splendid Cloister of the Statues at the restaurant Il Chiostro di Andrea will be in my next video.